Okay, and my last exercise on this table, this bench here, was to put a fire rope back in, a replacement fire rope in an insert stove. So I just said, look, I have good lighting here, and I've managed to set my phone up on a tripod. So what I've just something I was working with recently, an idea. So I've been noticing that when people are doing video meetings online using something like Zoom or something, that one of the problems is that as you can see here, well, I'm not sure if you can see me looking down into the camera per se. So looking down into the camera, or if you have it up like that, looking so. And you can obviously get stands like that. My phone is on a stand at the moment. So I had taken just a vegetable box and things like this. I'd cut out a slot that was about 10 mil wide in such a way that I could just slide in an iPad, for example. So that's 12 inches above the ground. I'll just see what you can see there. I'll just adjust the height of this. Probably a better view of this. So you can see that it's like almost like a raised television. So again, I'll just move my pod a little bit here. So you can see you raise that by a certain, that's about 12 inches. And again, I'll just leave that stand there for a moment. I also put slots in the top and bottom. So for example, in this case here, I put a slot in at the top. I'll just show you this, a slot in at the top, in such a way as that I could, for example, put my phone. I'll just leave this down a moment, bend that back a little. So just apologies for the leveling of it, but I say that camera then can, or the phone can sit. I'll just get a picture or something on it. I'll just take this out and just get something on it. So you can see in that case there, got an image, etc. on it. So again, if you're sitting in front of that box, unfortunately that box is upside down, but it's 400 mil high, so it's 16 inches high. So if you're sitting down at a table like that there, you can meet your camera at eye line height, which is very important when you're using something like Zoom or Google Meets or something like that to meet with someone. But just yesterday, we were having a Zoom conversation with someone in England, and just what I realized is that when they were on their laptop, as you can see here, the laptop. Now, might be just switched on at the moment, but the difficulties with a laptop, as you can see, is that, even if you lean it back, it's looking up at you. So how do you get that to be at your eye line height? So I thought to myself, look, based on the previous experiment I had, can I do something else? So I'll just leave that laptop aside here for a moment. But I felt, for example, if I could do something like this here. So I hope you can see. Yeah, okay, well, I just try and, okay, I'll move that down a little. So if I could raise put it on a slope, so that it's in that shape there. Now, as it is there now, it's at a lot better height. So can I get it in a slope in behind it? That is just another experiment I'm going to try again with something that's going to end up being junked, right? So I sort of felt to myself, okay, I wondered, okay, let me just show you what I've got here, this idea. So here's another vegetable box. So I just started, I've got this idea that if I can cut a slope out of it like this here, so it's going to sit like that there. And if I look at the height of this, then the size on that guy is 400 by 300 by 200. So you can see there, that's 200 deep. So if I can cut a diagonal across from corner to corner, I will have something that's 8 inches high. I can put the iPad on it like that, or sorry, the laptop on it like that. I can open up the unit, sort of have it somewhere like that there. So I'm not, look, obviously you can't see everything in this on the screen there at the moment. I can't really manipulate it very well at the moment, but that's what I'm going to do. So essentially I say it's going to cost me nothing to do it. I'm just out here in a workshop at the moment, so just get this piece of metal, and I don't know, I've mislaid a lot of my Stanley knives, but anyway, I'm going to try and cut this across, and see in the picture if I can see where everything is there. Yep, so just really go from corner to corner, some more sophisticated than that, and just keep stroking it over the bag. Just these little blades. Remember, if I get this thing right, and even if I screw up a few of them, so it's going to cost me nothing to go again. So it's beginning to work its way through. I don't have to force it in any way. There's obviously a double layer in behind parts of it where this strengthening layer is, so I just have to take my time to go through it. But it will go through. So I'll just pause that and I'll do the other side as well. You can see what I'm doing. So again, I've fairly come to the end of that. Just gently take that out. Let's see, just won't worry too much on the first version. See how that works. Not really sure what I do here, but I'm going to make the same cut on the other side. You can see that loose in there. I'm going to cut this down on the other side. Hope I have the sense to cut the right angle in it. I really have a problem with, as the fella says, measure twice and cut once. So I'll do that and we'll come back. So just to say, yeah, we'll see, get this into focus. Just want to cut off the top end. So just switching hands here. Can't overemphasize the importance of being just a bit delicate with your hands. These knives obviously are very sharp, so just be a bit gentle. There's no rush in doing this. There's no punishment for getting it wrong except to start with another box. So I'm just hoking away a bit at this. Just to say, I'm not overly worried about the aesthetics at the moment. If I get this to work right, I'll be very, very pleased. So now let's see, can I see my generalized idea? Yep. Can I see that? Whoops. Okay, so you can see the slope. I've got this up. No, sorry, I was wrong. It's actually, because it's a triangle, there's your geometry again. Who said mathematics was no use to you? So, okay, this is a wee test, all right? So this is 400 by 300 by 200. Now let's check that the machine was building them correct. That's 400 long. Again, that's 300 wide. Right, but a 400 long, and it's 200 in that direction. Sorry, 200. That's 200 in height. So work out the length of that there. There's a little trigonometry for you. And if I had a pencil, I could probably, we could just, yeah, look, we can do the maths on this. Why don't we, while we're at it? So we have something that's 400 this way, 200 that way, X. So, God, can I remember any of this stuff? Imagine somebody paid me money, not for doing this. But the tan of an angle, so the tan of X is equal to, I think this is correct, guys, 200 over 400, which is, the slope is the height over the width, which is equal to 1 over 2, which is equal to 0.5. Now, somebody should maybe work out what that angle is there. I'm not going to, that angle there, what's that angle there? Oh yeah. If you're bored, you can go back to your geometry book, or else just look at a YouTube video. Anyway, let me just show you what I've done here. So the idea, hope we can see one. I hope I can see, and I hope I don't damage me lovely XPS Dell Because I can already see a problem, which I thought about beforehand. Okay, so if that's up like that there, I just want to show you what that's like. So I'm now sitting at head height looking at that. Whoops, a little low. That's what that's like. So it's raised it beautifully. And again, if I'm going to work on this, it's not going to be a huge task to type at a nice angle. You know, the problem is it's going to slide down there. So how am I going to sort that out? Okay, I have an idea. I had an idea before I started, but I have another idea now. Okay, so, okay, let me just, again, just the 3 hands washing up liquid job. I'm trying to make sure that doesn't slide down. So how can I stop it from sliding? So I was going to make a little lip at the bottom here. I was going to cut something here. But actually I have an idea. If I created a slot in here and I stuck something into the slot like this here, something like that, that would stop it sliding down. So I'm going to pause for thought, see if I can come up with an idea, sort it out. Okay, I'm back. I just had another idea. Jeez, ideas are flowing. When the air's a wee bit cool and the brain is super cooled, it's amazing what you can think of. So I'm just going to... Can I drop my stand a little? That's the first thing. That might be a help. So I think if I can try and drop this and get a side-on view of what I'm trying to achieve here, right? So my objective was to raise the elevation of a laptop in such a way that when I put it up on my screen, so I'm gonna, I just want to get a chair and sit in front of it. So I'm going to sit down here. Again, I'm just winging this, so, okay. Yeah. I'm looking at that from my eyes, from where my eyes are, okay? So, okay, I'm not trying to switch that on at the moment. But because I've raised that, just give you an idea of what height it's at. So, boom, 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 boom. Okay, so the top of my laptop is 400 millimeters above the surface, essentially 400 mil above the surface, which is where, yeah, my camera is in this particular laptop, like in most laptops. So my camera is essentially at 16 inches. Right. I say this is a, oh God, no idea why all this has happened, but so that's about 16 inches there. So that's perfect. You can see what I've done. Okay. Made this little box that I want to put in it. My only concern is I'm afraid that's going to slide down here. So originally I had thought of putting a lip at the bottom out of the cardboard. Wasn't sure how it would sustain. And then I was going to put a little slot in here. A little slot in here and put something in there. And then I just had another idea because just beside me on my workbench I have all this little L bracket. So I was thinking, looking at this L bracket. So what's this idea? No, I think this is going to be a great idea. So I put this in like this here. Look at it. If I can get that to hold into that position, then I think it'll act as a retainer. So let me just try it. So I'm just going to make a little circle here. Again, if this idea goes right and I make my first million, I'll be in production. Just get a drill, a gentle drill hole, whoops. God, I think I would have tidied my bit up first. Anyhow, there you are. Real clean little hole. So, use a bit of a gutter bolt or whatever I have there. Oh, can I see where I am here? Yep. Okay, slide that in there. Hope you can see what I'm doing. Slip that in here, slip it through. Now, you know, version 65 of this will be much better. More importantly, look at the whole idea. This is somewhere out there, somebody else going to have an even better idea of how to use all the little bits and pieces that we have lying around at this time of COVID, when we're stuck with wondering what are we going to do and how we're going to get through this mess and why does the planet flat or circular or whatever. Now, I just tighten it up. Hand tighten, it'll do fine. And again, look, great thing is if this doesn't work out, we can start again. But I think this is magic. Yes. So it was Anya O'Rourke who joined us in our Mehel Kill sing songs over the first COVID lockdown, who put me in mind of an idea that might be of value to her. So Anya, I know you're going to watch this and I hope you get it. Oh, wow, I'm telling you, mightn't be the best looking studio, as a fella says, in the world. But there we've created a situation for a camera that's, how many, if I was born with 3 hands, would I do a better job? Okay. But do you know what I'm looking at? I'm sitting in front of this, and if I wanted to manipulate my keyboard and everything, I'll put it over here. Whoops. So I think that I could actually do things on my keyboard and do various bits and pieces here and operate quite effectively on in a web meeting using Zoom or Google Meets or whatever. Anyway, look, I hope that is of interest. Maybe somebody have other ideas. If you do, please comment, subscribe, please, and put them up on YouTube and let's share the learning. I like to think of these as what I call RLOs, reusable learning objects, which might be of benefit to people. Thanks.